Guys, what is absolute path? What is relative path? So absolute path and relative path. Guys, forgot, huh? Yes, are able to hear?
Yes, bro.
Yeah. What is absolute path?
Uh,
What is relative path?
so it is absolute path is a complete location of a file or a dictionary in the file system hierarchy, which includes the
Mm-hmm.
root dictionaries and all directories.
Okay. What is relative path?
So, bro, it is so the current working of the dictionary, bro. Relative path.
Absolute path means wherever you are, can execute the any
Full-
command with the full path. Right. So I asked shell, right? What is a shell and types of shells, right? Guys, what is a shell?
Bro, shell is the interpreter command and acts as a interference between the user and the operating system.
Mm-hmm.
Is known as shell. Majorly shells are four types:
Mm-hmm.
SS shell, bash
Mm-hmm.
shell, C shell, and K shell.
Bash.
SH, CSH,
Mm-hmm.
KSH,
Mm-hmm.
SH.
Okay, very
And
good.
there is
So
one
what?
more that is ZSH also. In somewhere it is showing it is also used.
It is a it is a interpreter. It is a interpreter. Guys are watch this. Guys are watching this material.
I'm repeating through that only bro, right now. Page number 44, bro.
Yeah. So this is the hardware. Something like this is your a laptop. So in this hardware, so what you install? You installed the OS. You installed the OS. Which OS you installed? CentOS 7
Central
installed. So what is the heart of the OS? Kernel is the heart of the OS. In the kernel, in the OS, what is there? There is a shell. There is a shell. In this shell, so you're trying to execute your commands. You're trying to execute applications. You're trying to execute the commands and applications, compilers. So the output, everything will be executed in the shell prompt only. Something like these are the users. Users are executing in the which prompt in the shell prompt only you are executing the all the commands. So in the which prompt, guys, a shell prompt you are executing in the all the commands, all the commands. So 44, right?
Yes, bro.
Page number 72. Yes. So what is a shell? Shell is a software program that allows you to interact and access a computer system. So what is a shell, guys? Shell is a software program. Shell is a software program. Shell is a software program. A shell is a software program that allows you to interact and access a computer system. User can enter commands in the shell prompt, so which will be executed by the shell. Since the only means of the communication through shell is text. So how you can communicate with the shell, guys? Through text. It is known as a command line interface. So now you guys understood. So Linux is a command line interface. So Linux OS is the CLI. Shell is a software program that allows you to interact and access a computer. So that interact and access a computer. User can enter the commands in the shell prompt, so which will be executed by the shell. Since the only means of the communication through shell is text, it is known as command line interface. Guys, now you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Guys?
Yes, bro.
Yes, bro.
Yeah. So once you start the center is 7, once you start your OS, so it's coming right, login prompt. So that prompt is a shell prompt. Which prompt, guys? So after enter the username and password, it is showing the shell prompt. It is showing the shell prompt. I will show you. 50. So 56.103. Yeah. So I'm connecting to the shell, guys. Here, right? SSH secure shell. So I'm connecting to shell only. So what is that? 192.168.56.103. So this is the IP address of that server. Username is root. Password is red hat. Yeah. So I connected to shell prompt. So I connected to a shell prompt. So this is the shell, guys. So what this is? This is a shell is a software program that allows you to interact and access a computer. So I'm interacting I'm interact and access the computer. Echo means print statement dollar shell. So which shell we are using? So which shell we are using? Bash shell. So bash means born again shell. Quit means So bin in the bin directory, what are there? The commands are there. Bash is also one type of command. Guys, now you understood? Shell is a software program that allows you to interact and access the computer system. User can enter the commands in the shell prompt. Enter the commands in the shell prompt. Yes, I'm entering the commands in the shell prompt, which will be executed by the shell. Which will be executed by the shell. Since the only means of the communication through shell is a text. So what is that, guys? Text. So is known as a is known as a is known as a command line interface. Command line interface. A shell is a command interpreter and a server say is a and a service as a user interface to the Linux kernel. User interface to the Linux kernel. Linux kernel. So what is that, guys? A shell. This is the shell, right? Which shell? This is a bash shell. So bash shell means born again shell. A shell is a command interpreter and serves as a user interface. This is the user interface of the Linux kernel. Types of shells: SH shell, bash shell, C shell, TCS shell, and K shells. These are the shells, guys. Guys, now you understood? So where we are executing the commands, guys, where we are executing our commands
Inshallah.
in shell. Which shell? So
Bash,
Linux uses the which shell, guys?
bash.
Bash shell. So bash means born again shell. So where you are executing your commands, you are executing your commands in the shell prompt only. You are executing your commands in the shell prompt. So once you logged into the server, right? For example, this server is in. So this server, this VM is located in the this VM is located in the US data center. Located in the US data center, for example, this server. So you cannot directly log into the server. What you are doing through the put is the server is located in the somewhere else. You want to connect the server. So how you are connecting with the server? You are connecting with the server through shell only. So you are interacting the server with a shell, secure shell, and executing the commands in the shell. Executing the commands in the shell prompt. Guys, now you understood what is shell and types of shells?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, very good. So it's an interpreter between user and computer. So it is a interpreter between user and computer. User and computer. So users means Hari, Rafi, Shafi, who are there? So those are the users who are using the computer. We are using the computer. Guys, understood? Now shell. So where we are executing our commands, we are executing our commands in the shell prompt. So we are executing our commands in the shell prompt. So what is this, guys? Disk
Partitions.
partition. So disk partitions. So what is disk partition? How you can check your so in the Windows, how you are checking your disk, guys?
Through my PC.
Yeah. So here, if you click the My PC, it is showing something like how many drives are there?
One.
One drive is there. One, one drive or one mount point. One mount point is there. So that mount point is name is C. So that C is attached. The C C directory or C directory is attached 476 GB hard disk. 476 hard disk. Yeah. The same way, how you can check the disk, how you can check the disks and disk spaces and disk utilization, disk usage in the Linux, guys. How you can check it? What is the command? The command is df.
fdisk.
So df, guys. Fdisk command is has been command. Fdisk command is fdisk command is has been command. You cannot everyone cannot execute that fdisk command. But so df command is the bin command. Everyone can execute and see the hard disk space. See the disk usage, disk space, and how many disks are available. So what is this, guys? A disk free. So DF is nothing but a disk free. So how much GBF is occupied? HT. So DF hyphen HT. H is nothing but hyphen. Hyphen means these are all the options. So hyphen HT means hyphen H human readable, and so time everything will show it, guys. So other command is du. So du command. What is du command, guys? Du is nothing but a disk usage. So what is the command, guys? A disk free and a disk usage. So disk usage. So another command, guys. How many how many disk hard disk, how many hard disks are available in your machine? How you can check it, guys? So by using LSBLK. So what it means? LSBLK means a list of block devices. What is the command, guys? A list of a block devices. List of a block devices. So how you can something like you added a new hard disk, guys. You added a new hard disk, a new hard disk in your hard disk in your machine. So in your machine, how you can how you can use it how you can use it how you can use it that hard disk. So for example, I have a so what is the naming convention, guys? Naming. So what is the naming convention? So naming convention, the hard disk naming convention should so what is the naming convention, guys? For example, I have already attached the one hard disk. The hard disk is 20 GB, right, guys? The hard disk is a 20 GB hard disk is attached in your machine because of for installing the OS. So for installing the OS, right? Yeah, you attached the one hard disk, one SATA hard disk. So what is the naming convention, guys? The hard disk. So one hard disk, right? One physical hard disk added. So what is the naming convention? What is the naming convention for that hard disk? In which drive? In which in which directory? The disks are available, guys. In the Linux file system hierarchy, right? We explained where the hard disks are available. In which directory the hard disks are available? Guys, tell me. In which directory the hard disks are available? Guys, 4 days. You guys have a 4 days time, right? You did not recollect the commands. You did not recollect the recordings, right, guys? In which directory, guys?
Media.
Slash dev.
Dev media.
Slash dev. The first hard disk is. So which hard disk? This is SATA disk.
Shorter.
SD. So one hard disk is nothing but a. The name call it as a. The convention, the naming convention should be a slash dev SDA. Slash dev SDA. something like if I added the second hard disk, I added the second hard
Yes,
disk. So with, for example, 10 GB or 20 GB. So how many? 20 GB. So what is the naming convention should be, guys? Tell me the naming convention should be slash
Dev
dev
SD
sd.
SD,
SDB.
SD.
Yeah, this is newly added hard disk. Hard disk. So this is newly added hard disk. So how we can attach to the this hard disk, a 20 GB hard disk, 20 GB hard disk HDD is attached to attached to the directories, right? So the HDD is attached to the directories only. Attached or mounted. Guys, a new name. What is that? Mounted. Mount. So mount means so we can attach it to the. So what is a mount? So mount is nothing but a you can you can attach you can attach the you can, you can attach the hard disk a space into so into the
So actually,
directory. So into
yeah,
the directory, call it as a amount. For example, slash dev sdb1. You created a partition size. So you mounted to which directory? For example, Apple. You created a directory called as a app logs and you attach it to the so you attached this is for example you created as a 10 GB.
then apply
So what
last
is it? So 10 GB. So now this directory
one
contains
project live
so
real time.
this directory contains this
Excuse
directory
me.
contains guys mute yourself. This directory contains 10 GB space. This directory contains 10 GB space and you can utilize 10 GB up to 10 GB to this directory. So what is this command, guys? Mount command. Mount slash dev sdb1 to app logs. App logs. So app logs. Guys, understood? So I want to format this hard disk. I want to format this hard disk. How we can format this hard disk, guys? So you want to format this hard disk to partitions. I want to I want to format this hard disk into like as a partitions slash dev sd sdb1 and for example I want to format the hard disk to sdb2. So these are the two. So I formatted a hard disk slash dev sdb. So this is the hard disk. This hard disk having a 20 GB. So 20 GB. I want to utilize 20 GB. So we have so I want to attach to. So this 20 GB I want to attach it to app logs directory to 10 GB and so DBA logs. For example, guys, DBA logs to 20 GB. Sorry, 10 GB. So I have a 20 GB of a space in this hard disk. I want to attach it to 10 GB for app logs or 10 GB for DBA logs. So how we can do it? Definitely. So we need to format this hard disk. So and create a partitions like a dev sdb1 contains 10 GB contains a 10 GB and so you can create another partition. So another partition with the 10 GB. So I want to attach these hard disk slash dev sdb1 and 2. Want to attach slash dev sdb1 to guys tell me app logs a directory. So slash dev sdb2 attach it to slash dba allows. So then, so this drive contains 10 GB and this directory contains 10 GB. Guys, understood? Guys, understood or not?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, right?
understood.
So we have only a 20 GB hard disk. This hard disk is, so the first hard disk, right? So this is slash dev SDA. Slash dev SDA. Yeah. So what is the command, guys? df. Df is nothing but a disk free. So how many disks are available? So what is the command, guys? Clear. Clear is to clear the screen. So df hyphen ht. So guys, so T is nothing but a type, H is nothing but a human readable format. So DF disk free. So how many disks are added and how much GB of a how much GB of a disks are available? So slash dev SDB SDA1 XFS type is XFS. So this is for the boot and the slash dev SDA. This is also SDB SDA2. So this is the SDA2 17 GB. So 17 XFS file system type is XFS, size is 17 GB and used 1.3 GB and the available 16 GB available. So what is the percentage? 8% uses. So it is mounted on. So which is mounted on mounted on slash boot, mounted on run mounted on dev. Guys, so the 20 GB hard disk is mounted on slash root and slash root and slash boot lsblk. So what is the command, guys? Lsblk, a list of block devices. It will shows the how many hard disks are available in this system, in this computer. How many hard disks we have a we have only one hard disk is available, that is SDA. So it created two partitions. One is SDA1 and SDA2. In the SDA2, we have attached to. So this is the SDA2. This is a SDA2. You see, CentOS root. So this is a SDA2. So the SDA2 is attached. It is attached to the slash. SDA1 is attached to the boot. SD1 is attached to the boot, SD2 is attached to the slash. Slash is the parent directory for the all the directories. So if you mount it to, so slash, every directory can use it under the slash. So that is the reason it is attached to the slash. It is attached to the slash. Guys, understood? So here we have only one hard disk is available. Here we have only one hard disk is available. So it is mounted to the slash. You see, guys. So it is mounted to the slash. Yeah. So I want to tell you one thing, guys. So the XFS and the XT2 and the XT3. Yeah. So now you understood. You create a directory and you attach the partition to the directory. So whatever the space is there in the partition, you can utilize that space to the directory. Now you guys understood this. But the hard disk, right? So whenever we bought the hard disk, the SATA hard disk. So this is the SATA hard disk. For example, I want. This is the one SATA hard disk. So this is the second SATA hard disk. Guys, now how many hard disks are available? Guys, tell me. Speak up. Guys, now how many hard disks are available in my lappy, in my commission?
Two.
Two hard disks.
Two hard disks. So what are those?
Two SATA hard
Yeah. So the name is
SDA,
slash dev
SD,
SDA. So this is the SDA one. So this SDA one is, so this SDA one is created two partitions. Created how many partitions, guys? Two
Two.
partitions. So what are those?
SDA,
SDA.
Slash dev
slash dev,
slash dev SDA one slash dev SDA one and
slash dev,
slash dev SDA one and slash dev SDA two, guys. This is two. This one. So this is SDA1 and SDA2. SDA1 is attached to which directory, guys? Slash.
Slash.
slash,
So SDA1 is attached to a slash. SDA1 is attached to slash and SDA2 is attached to slash boot.
slash,
SDA2 is attached to slash boot. So again, you want to attach a new hard disk. You want to attach a new hard disk. The new hard disk is slash dev. What is that, guys? The new hard disk name is slash dev
Slash dev SDB.
SD,
B.
SDB. So in this directory, in this hard disk, again we are trying to create a two partitions. What are those, guys?
A
slash
dev
dev,
slash dev SDB.
Slash dev
SD,
SDB
SDB
one.
one.
So I'm trying to attach
Yeah.
these to app logs directory,
Atmos
app logs directory. The same way, the other one
slash dev
slash
slash
dev
slash
SDB2
SDB2
to slash DBA logs.
DB
So
logs.
here, so we are trying to attach a 10 GB to here, 10 GB to app logs and 10 GB to
DB logs.
DBA logs. Right, guys? So this concept is nothing but a mounting. What is the concept, guys? So this
Mounting.
concept is nothing but a mounting, a mount. So these are the mount points. Okay, mount points. Understood, guys?
Yes, bro.
Yeah. So you attached it to hard disk, but so in our mission, so how many hard disks are attached now? So only one hard disk is attached. I want to attach the another hard disk. So Dell Power H R710. Dell Power H 710 images. You see, guys. So these all are the hard disk ports. So if you want to attach the hard disk, you can attach it here. For example, now I have only one hard disk, that is SDA. So I'm trying to attach the another hard disk. You can directly purchase the hard disk and you can directly attach it to this hardware. The same way I want to attach the hard disk in the virtual machine. How we can attach it? So go to the settings and go to the storage and go to here. So you want to attach a hard disk, but the hard disk, right? You are trying to attach the hard disk, but it is in disabled mode. So how we can attach this hard disk? Yeah. So if you want to attach the hard disk, definitely you need to shut down our machine. So otherwise, the pop-ups are will not enable. So guys, I'm shut downing my machine temporarily. So guys, it's a shutdown mode. Now my center 7 is powered off. So go to the settings and go to storage. Now you see guys, is it enabled? The options are enabled or not? So before it is disabled, now it is enabled. So go to that and attach the hard disk or something like a create so VDI virtual disk image. In Oracle VirtualBox, you can use the VDI format. So if you use the VMware, you can use the VMDK virtual machine disk. So, but in the Oracle virtual box disk image. So next. So how much GB you want? So temporal. So if you want up to 22 TB, you can attach it. So, but I just want 20 GB. Finish. Choose. You see, guys. So we have a two hard disks are attached in this machine. So before before it is not showing the SDA SDB, right? So let's check. So start the mission. Yeah, guys. So before we'll discuss. Yeah. So once you purchase the hard disk, the hard disk, SATA disk format, the universal format, when you bought the hard disk, the hard disk format should be null. What is that, guys? The format. So the format is null format. Format is null format. Null format. The hard disk type is null. So null. So that the hard disk type is null. So but in Linux, in Windows, for example, in Windows. So in Windows, so it is unable to understand the null. So null format. We cannot write it into the hard disk because of it is in the null format. The format type is hard disk type is null. So once you bought this, so the hard disk type is null. But in Windows knows only NTFS. Only NTFS. So NTFS format only. But Linux knows ext2, ext3, ext3, ext4, XFS. So ext2, ext3, ext4. So CentOS 6 knows only ext3 format. CentOS 5 knows 4 knows ext3. So CentOS 2 knows only ext2. From CentOS 7 onwards, so we are using the XFS. XFS, a file system. So file system type is, so Linux knows the file system type ext2, ext3, ext4 and XFS. So if you want to use this hard disk in the Linux, definitely we need to convert convert from null to either ext2 or a ext3 or a XFS format. So from null to this format. So how you can convert, guys? So once you done the SDA1, SDB to partitions, then you can convert the from null to ext4 and ext3, null to ext3 and ext4, mkfs dot ext3 or ext4, for example, ext4 slash dev sdb1. So it will convert the before it is a null format. So it will convert from null to, it is in the null format. So it will, if you use this mkfs, make a file system to ext4 on this hard disk. So it will convert to the ext4 file system. So after that, mkfs.xfs. So nowadays, so from RHL, from CentOS 7, RHL 7 onwards, we are using the XFS, extended file system slash dev SDB to either XT4 or XT3, whatever it may be. You can convert it from null to, convert it from the null to Linux readable format is ext2, ext3, ext4 or XFS, guys. Guys, understood? So this is the way we can use it. So I want to format this hard disk. How you format this hard disk, guys? By using the fdisk command. Fdisk. So fdisk is nothing but a formatted disk. So fdisk is nothing but a format a disk. So format a disk. Right, guys? Understood? So fdisk is nothing but a formatted disk. Yeah. So I attached one hard disk. Let's check the hard disk is. Let's check the hard disk is attached or to. Yes, guys. So before it is showing only one hard disk. Now let's check it. How many hard disks are attached? LSBL2. You see, guys, SDB is attached with 20 GB, but it is not created any partitions. It's not is created partitions. It just added the hard disk. Now it's showing the SDB 20 GB in our Linux machine. In our Linux machine. Now understood? This is the raw format. Still need to format the partitions. You can create the partitions. Then formatted from null to ext2 or ext3. Null to ext2 or ext3. So first, how you can format this hard disk? Fdisk slash dev sdb sdb sdb. So this is the hard disk. So if you check the list, how many partitions are created by using this hard disk, it will shows a list. So there is no partitions created. So let me check on SDA. SDA is a older one, right? Already created. You see. So it created two partitions. One is SDA1 and SDA2. So these partitions are created. Two partitions are created. One is LVM, one is Linux. I will show you guys, no worries. I will tell you everything, right? So disk -l slash dev SDB, it will not created any partitions, but SDA created two partitions. So two partitions. I want to create the partitions. Fdisk slash dev SDB. Yeah, guys. So welcome to the disk. Changes will remain in memory only until you decide to write them. So be careful before using the write command. Be careful before using the write command. Devices does not contain the recognized partition table. So building a new DOS disk label in which disk identifier. So there is no partitions created. So you see, guys, command to create a partition. M for help. So yeah, so we'll press the M. Yeah, guys. Commands action. So A is nothing but a toggle bootable flag. B is nothing but edit. So C toggle. Yeah, D, guys. So while executing this command, guys, be careful. So while executing this command, be careful. D delete partitions and W also write partitions. Be careful about these two, guys. Delete the partitions. W means write. W means write table write and save the table, and D means delete the partitions. Yeah, guys. N is nothing but a create a new partitions. I want to create it. SDA1, SDB1 and SDB2. How you can use the command N? M for print this menu. What is this? M for print this menu. Print the partition table. Pre means print the partition table. Create a new empty thus partition table. Create a new empty SanDisk label. So don't use guys. And T you can use the change the partition system ID. Change the partition system ID. So W means write the table to the disk. Yeah, guys. Partition types. So partition types are standard and LB. So standard means so you created a just 10 GB. You created a 10 GB with a standard partition. Standard partition. So standard means we cannot extend. So we cannot extend. We cannot extend the partition. So we cannot extend the partition. So what is extension? For example, now you have a now you have a app logs. App logs contains 10 GB. So 10 GB, the logs are every day the logs are writing, right? So we need a another 20 GB to attach this app logs. Attach this, attach this, attach this directory, attach this directory. Now it is /dev sdb1 is attached to 10 GB is attached as a standard partition. If you use the standard, we cannot extend, we cannot reduce the partitions. We cannot extend or we cannot reduce the partitions. So, so if you want to attach a 20 GB, another 20 GB hard disk to this applause directory, it can't possible because of you created a partition as a standard partition. So, so you want to remove, for example, you have a 30 GB of applog file. I don't want to 30 GB. So it's something like it's just 5 GB. 5 GB is enough. I don't want to the 20 GB. I want to reduce it to 5 GB. So the remaining 15 GB I don't want. So, so that time also, if you use the standard, we cannot extend, we cannot reduce. If you use the LVM, logical volume manager, if you use the logical volume manager, you can extend and you can reduce the partitions. So LVM is the most important enterprise. LVM is the logical volume manager. What is that, guys? A logical volume manager. So in the logical volume manager, in the logical volume manager, so we can extend, we can delete the partitions. So guys, the standard partition types are two types. One is a standard. Guys, tell me what is that? Standard.
Standard
Standard is nothing but we cannot extend. So LV
LVM,
is nothing but we can extend and we
logical
can
one.
reduce the partitions. This standard partition is so the standard partition ID is 8E. 8E, guys. So the standard partition is 83. So ID is so this ID is 80. So this ID is 83. This ID is 83. Is understood? Before you see. So the ID is 83. So this slash SDA1 partition is created as a standard partition and SDB2 partition created as a LVM partition. So it depends upon the ID, partitions ID. So what is that, guys? T. Change the partition system IDs by using the T command, by using the T option. I want to create a new partition. Yes, N. Add a new partition. Add a new partition. N. Yes. Yes. So I want to create a primary or extended. Just so if you use the P, it will create the pi. So if you use the E, it will create the extend. If you are not using anything, it will take it as a default P. But I'm taking as a P. So partition number from 1 to 4, default 1. If you are giving SDA 1. Yeah. So the first sector I'm leaving it as it is. In the second sector, I'm adding the value to the plus. So if you want to add the size plus size, so GB, for example, 10 GB. So 10 G. I'm adding a 10 G space to first partition. SD1 partition 1 type is Linux size 10 GB is set. So type is Linux. Linux is nothing but a standard. So let's check the one second. Partition type. I want to check the partition type. I want to check the partition type. Yes, guys. Just started. Yeah. Partition type is a Linux or a LVM. Linux or a LVM. Yeah, I created a partition. So P for print the partitions, right? Yeah, you see, guys. So it is created SDP1 with 20 GB. ID is 83. Standard partitions. So what is that, guys? The standard partitions. How I want to change the standard to default is standard. I want to change it to LVM. So how you can change it, guys? By using the P option. Change the partition system ID. So P, yeah, selected the partition one. So hexa code, if you use the 8E, for example, 8E. So 8E is nothing but a, so you want to display the code. So type L to display the all the codes, hexadecimal codes. So something like 83 is nothing but a standard partition. So 80T is nothing but a swap. 80E. What is that, guys? 80E is nothing but a LVM. 80E is nothing but a LVM. LVM. Now I'm selecting the type 8. You see, guys. So the change the type of the partition from Linux to Linux LVM. So it is changed partitions. Again, I am printing the partitions. You see. So before it is 83. Now it is 80E. Now it is 8E. Again, I want to change it to 83. So T to change the partition uh, hexacode 83. Yeah, it's changed from LVM to Linux. P is nothing but a print the table. It is changed from 80 to 80. This is the standard partition. Again, 8. Right. Now I am trying to create another disk, another partition, new P for primary. So what is the second, guys? SDA2. SDA2. The first sector I'm leaving it plus enter. Press So value is out of range. Less, for example, 8 GB. Yeah. So it's taken. Yeah. P print the table. Yes, guys. It created two partitions. Created two partitions. And right is nothing but a. So what is that right, guys? M is nothing but a right. So write the table to the disk and exit. So it is not writed. So I want to save the partition types. Now you check it. LS BLK created the two partitions. So created a two partitions. So one is SDB1, the second one is SDB2. So one is with 10 GB, the other one is with 28 GB. So we have a remaining 2 GB, guys. No worries. Right. So I want to create a mkdir slash app blocks. I'm creating a two new directories, mkdir slash dba allows. Yeah, I created two directories. I want to attach this. I want to attach this. The first hard disk space 10 GB to app logs. The second hard disk space to dba logs. So how we can do it? So the command is mount slash dev sdb1 slash dev sdb1 slash app logs. So I'm attaching it to app logs. I'm attaching it to app logs. Before executing this command, I will show you one thing. df-ht. So is there any app logs is attached to any other hard disk, guys? Any other hard disk? No. So let's check it. Yeah, you guys. So mount to slash dev sdb1 app logs. So mount sdb1 write protected, mounting read only. Unknown file system type null. So the file system type is null. Right, guys? Understood? Yes, sir. Let's go. Yeah. So the file system type is initially null. So if you want to use it in the Linux machine, definitely we need to. So we need to change it to either ext4 or ext3 or ext2 or xfs. Right? So null format don't know the Linux. So that is the reason we need to before mounting. So we need to do the we need to format the hard disk. For example, I'm formatting it to XFS. MKFS make file system MKFS. Which one, guys? Last of SDB, SDB1, SDB1. So now let's try to create a let's to mount this hard disk. You see it is mount. Now check it on the TF520. You see, guys, it's mounted. So the XFS contains 10 GB. So the app logs contains 10 GB. Now the app logs directory contains the 10 GB. So again, I want to create it to SDB through DBA, DBA logs. Is it mounted or we need to convert it before mounting, guys? So do you want to convert the file system or before the mounting or not, guys? So we are trying to so something like I am trying to mount the files app logs. It is showing something like a write protected mounting read only. File system type is null. So after that you can convert it from null to XFS. So null to XFS mkfs dot. So I'm converting this is also. Now let's try to mount it to DBA logs. Yes, no. Now you can see it also. So we have attached, so we have mounted two directory. We have mounted two mount points. One is app logs and one is DBA logs. So one is contain 8 GB, one is contain. Right? These are all the standard partitions. LSBLQ. LSBLK list of block devices, DA1, SDB2. You guys understood? So these are attached. These are attached to the applocks and DBLocks. Now applocks contain 10 GB, DBLocks contains 8 GB. 8 GB. You guys understood? So the disk partitions. So if I reboot this, if I reboot the mounting, the mount will be two types. So one is temporary mounting. The second one is so temporary mounting and permanent mounting. So temporary mounting means so you can use the mount command and you can use the mount command it and at the running time you can you can mount it. You can mount it. So permanent mounting means you can add it in the /etc fs tab entries. The fs tab entries you can add the mount point detail. So this is the permanent mounting and this is the temporary mounting. We'll show it on the tomorrow, guys. So what is temporary mounting and what is permanent mounting? Guys understood? So from here, from starting to here, you guys are understood, right? Guys understood or not? Guys understood or no?
Understood.
Yes.
Understood, right? Yeah, guys. So we'll continue from tomorrow. You guys can create the amount, guys. So the same like app logs and DBA logs. So you can create the two mount points and attach it to the two mount points. Okay, guys understood, right? So how you
Okay.
can,
Bro.
so what I did, guys, what I did, guys, what I did. Top to the VM. The second step is, guys, first top to the VM. Then second step is
Go to settings.
go to settings
Now.
and select the storage and add the create or add 20 GB hard disk to the VM. Then start the VM. Right. The fourth step. What is the fourth step, guys? Execute the LSBLK and verify if the hard disk is attached or not. Attached or not. Fifth disk. By using F disk, you can format the SDB, list the partitions, list the partitions. Sixth one, F disk /dev SDP, format the disk partitions, or format or create the disk partitions. So by using disk hyphen disk command, so you can use n p p w, right? Create the partitions with the seventh one. Once you done the partitions, create the two directories. Create a two directories. Two directories slash applogs and slash dba logs. So once you created the dba app logs, so what you did, you need to attach, right? Mount it. So before mounting, you need to format this mkfs.ext ext4 or xfs slash dev sda sdb1 again. So the ninth step is mount command. Use the mount command to mount the slash sdb 12 slash applogs. 10th again, you can do mkfs.ext4 slash dev sdb2. So again, 11th point is what is that, guys? Mount slash dev sdb 2 slash dba logs. Then mount it to under. So then last one, verify the if the if the mount points are showing by using below command. So what is that command? df-hd. So this is, you guys, this is what we did, guys. We did this, right? Guys, understood?
Yes, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, guys, you guys can do it same. Okay.
Okay, bro.
I already added a comments in the WhatsApp, guys. You guys can check it and do it. Okay.
Okay, bro.
Okay. Thanks, guys. So we'll continue
Thank
from
you, bro.
tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, bro.
Thank you.